Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Anna Rietz and I make beauty, lifestyle, and wellness videos occasionally. I was trying to make them every single week, but life just got in the way and I haven't made one in a while. Okay, so I am at home like so many of you right now. We are all, hopefully all of us, practicing social distancing, staying in our houses, washing our hands, hand sanitizer, looking out for our elderly neighbors, doing all of those things. So I was planning to make just like a favorites video of everything from the past few months that I've purchased and loved, but just looking at what's going on in the world, it felt very tone deaf to be like, here's some things that you should go buy and stuff like that. And they were all things I purchased like before any of this happened. So I instead looked around my home and decided to do like my favorite things that are getting me through this home quarantine or whatever you want to call it, just like staying at home and hunkering down. So this is going to be a list of items, some of them completely free, and then other things are like very inexpensive that could be purchased on Amazon. So I hope you enjoy this video, and just sending my love here from Nashville to anyone who's viewing this, and praying that we can all band together to make this have the least amount of impact on our society as possible. So without further ado, I've been in my jammies for like, I don't even know how long at this point. We're gonna get on with this video and talk about some stuff. All right, so the first favorite that I want to talk about is something that I am very passionate about and is near and dear to my heart, and that is all of the online streaming workouts, and just seeing all of the fitness studios that have come together to make sure that they're keeping their communities that they've built still, offering them a place to come and sweat and work out every day. I know that not everyone is like super into fitness and needs to work out weekly or every single day, but this could be considered like a good time to get into it and be in the comfort of your own home and just like knock out a quick 20-minute workout. So what I specifically want to talk about is the workouts that I am seeing on like Instagram and Instagram Live, and the value that I see in that is that these are moments that you can tune in on your phone and feel like you are connected to hundreds or thousands of others across the globe, or across the country. So we all know that like if you go onto YouTube and you type in like 20-minute HIIT workout or 20-minute yoga flow, there's so many videos out there, and those are great resources if you like getting your sweat in at home. But for those of us that kind of miss that aspect of community and engaging with others that like just did the same workout, or you miss seeing your favorite trainers or yoga instructors from your home studio, it's just been incredible to see how quickly so many, boutique fitness brands have been able to bring their services and their offerings online so quickly. So a couple that I wanted to shout out, these are local here in Nashville that I love. Well, actually, the first one is Barry's. So if you're not familiar with Barry's, it is a high intensity interval training. They have studios, many across the country, a few internationally. They have done an incredible job at quickly putting up these IG live workouts, and they already have kind of like your content for the day. They're going to tell you what times to tune in. If you miss that workout, I think that you can still tune in at any time throughout the day. And right now it's looking like they're about 20-minute workouts. They are full body, and some of them will eventually incorporate like bands and very simple, inexpensive home workout gear. And then I also wanted to shout out a local yoga studio here in Nashville that I love and adore, and that is Shakti Yoga. It's a Baptiste style of yoga. So I will leave links to all these studios down below. They are doing a great job at putting up some beautiful yoga flows, and like they have just a couple folks from the Shakti staff in their yoga room, and you can just like feel and sense the energy. There's something different about tuning into a live stream or like seeing friendly faces that you know from your studio versus like watching a YouTube video. You just feel more connected. And right now, more than anything, I think we are all feeling a little bit isolated and alone at home. So having these moments of community via social media for your workouts has been incredible. Another one in town in Nashville is True Math Fitness, and that's a really great interval, kind of high intensity workout. And they have put together some great workouts on their Instagram. But basically, if you have any studio that you belong to, go check out their Instagram page and see if they're doing some home workouts. And if not, like, send them a message and maybe request it, see if it's something that they could put up for you. So anyways, just loving like all of the fitness community coming out in strides and making sure that just because we're all home by ourselves doesn't mean we can't still feel connected, sweat together, share in those moments, get those endorphins. It's been amazing. And then moving into another favorite on the topic of fitness, that would be just like simple bands like this. So I have had these for a couple years now. They've lasted really well. I'll leave the link below. If you are someone who already works out a lot, you probably have something like this at home. But I think this also comes with like a blue one that's really heavy. Yellow is the lightest, red is the medium, and then there's like a blue and a black or something to where these resistance bands can get really heavy. And these are things that you would put on your legs. I mean, you could do stuff with your arms. Basically, if you look up any like resistance band training on YouTube, you can find an effective workout. So if you don't have free weights or, you know, dumbbells, like a weight rack or anything like that, this is a really good alternative to get in some easy resistance training. And then on that same topic of inexpensive workout gear, these are like ankle weights or hand weights. I think that they're 1.5 pound each. Like literally, if you wanted to, you could strap these to your ankles or arms and like do your house cleaning and your chores and kind of get in some weight training there. That seems like a little crazy, but I've done it because I'm a crazy person. This is another band. These, I'm sure you're familiar with. They have these in a lot of fitness studios. The berries workouts I was talking about are incorporating bands like this, and they have some for sale. They had like a whole kit for sale on their website, so I'll leave a link below. But these are incredible. You can get a whole set of them on Amazon and do a ton of different workouts with these bands. So those are awesome. And then these are sliders. If you have ever seen, it's a lot of like abdominal activation. So you put your feet on them. I should like demo it, but I'm probably gonna look really stupid. Let's see if I can demo. You go like this. And then you can like do ab stuff like this, like this. I don't know if you can see. So yeah, those are good. They're cheap on Amazon. All right, so that was all of the workout stuff that I wanted to talk about. I know that might not seem like the #1 priority for everyone right now, just given everything that's going on, but you would be amazed what a quick 20-minute workout can do for your mental health and just kind of like bringing you back to center and yeah, all of that good stuff. So, all right, next I'm gonna talk about some books. So I feel like if you're like me, you like ordered a bunch of books on Amazon that are sitting on your bedside table. Like, I'm gonna crush all these books. I'm like not very far into the first one, but I do wanna talk about it because it's been really good so far. It is 9 Perfect Strangers by Liane Moriarty. And she is the same author who wrote Big Little Lies that was eventually turned into a series. So I'm not very far into it, but it's been such a page turner so far. If you are a fan of Big Little Lies, then you will probably love this one. And then, the next book is not a fiction book, but it is something that I've actually been like looking through a lot the past couple days. And if you're like me, you've just found yourself kind of like walking around the house like looking for something to do. So I keep like opening this book, which is, it's upside down. It's called The Only Astrology Book You'll Ever Need. It's by Joanna Martine Woolfolk. Over 700,000 copies sold. So my sister actually sent me this, and she got it on Amazon. So I think it's still available on Amazon. But it is just a very in-depth book that is, in one way, it's like very Astrology 101. So if you do not know much about astrology at all, it will explain to you what a sun sign is. So like if you are a Pisces, but you never really even knew what that meant, it will explain to you what it means to be a Pisces, and then it will just explain to you what the like role of a sun sign is. But what I really love about this book is that it takes it one step further into looking at your moon sign and your rising sign. So if you're already into astrology, or if you've ever had your birth chart done or read for you, then you know all about these signs. But I didn't know much about them until looking into this book. But essentially, if you have your birth date and the time of your birth, you can plug it into a website. If you just Google like astrology birth chart tracker, it's usually like the first couple that come up will have this. You can find your moon sign and your rising sign. Even if you don't necessarily buy into astrology, you might like find some crazy correlations. So this, oh yeah, I was gonna say, why I think it's fun to have this book is I've been meaning to do this with some of my friends that don't live in Nashville, but like I wanna have them send me their time of date and like learn all about their sun and moon and rising signs, and then have like a FaceTime call where we like talk about it. Just like trying to think of ways to connect with your loved ones and friends that aren't near you and have something else to talk about besides everything that's devastating going on in the world. Not to say it's not important and should be a topic of discussion, but I think sometimes we all need a breather. So this would be like a fun activity to be like, hey, let's like have like a FaceTime like chat and talk about our astrology signs. Yay, that sounds fun to me. So yeah. Okay, and then the last book that I quickly want to talk about is one that I do not have the physical copy because I just had the Kindle edition, but I read it about 6 months ago, and it is one of those like self-development books, I guess you could call it, that has stuck with me. If you've ever like read a book that just one part of it or like one section or chapter is just something that you like revisit and go back to and gets brought up in your life a lot, I think it's worth like noting and worth sharing. So that's what this book was for me, almost the whole book. So it is called The Four Agreements, A Practical Guide to Personal Freedom, and it is by Don Miguel Ruiz. And essentially, this is a very straightforward book that has 4 main parts, the 4 agreements, and I'll just read you what those are because it won't give away the whole book, because he goes deep into like exactly what it means to adhere to these 4 agreements. But the first one is be impeccable with your word. The second one is don't take anything personally. Number 3 is don't make assumptions. And number 4 is always do your best. So these seem so simple, like not anything, I don't know, mind-boggling when you just hear them like that. But when you read the book, like you would be surprised, or I was surprised at how many times throughout any day I would think back to the tools that I learned in this book, especially with the parts about don't make assumptions and don't take anything personally. I'm a very sensitive person, so I tend to like take things personally and take things too literally or whatever. So this book has kind of made me reshape the way I take information from others, and it is amazing. I can't recommend it enough. If you have some time and you're into books like this, download it on Kindle, or if you can, order it from Amazon. It was life-changing for me. It was amazing. All right, next I want to talk about 2 podcasts that I am loving. I don't listen to a ton of podcasts, but these 2 are like always in my weekly cycle. And this first one that I'm going to talk about is more prevalent than ever, and that is the New York Times The Daily podcast. So it is hosted and I think produced by a New York Times reporter named Michael Barbaro. He basically every single weekday puts out a podcast that only tackles one topic. So if you are someone like me that gets a little bit overwhelmed by everything going on in the media and like almost like shuts down and doesn't want to even read news because it's just so much happening. This is a really good way to stay informed and kind of keep a pulse on what is important around you in the world and have it communicated in a very brief, clear message. So most of the podcasts are between 20 to maybe at max 45 minutes, so they're not super long. And for a very long time, they were covering the political landscape and everything going on with the primaries. And of course, these past few weeks or about a month, it has shifted to only covering the spread of the coronavirus and the economy. And they bring on incredible qualified experts who communicate things clearly. And I know that, not to get political, but I do feel like the New York Times does a fantastic job at reporting the facts that you need to know. So if you are looking for a way to stay informed, but you only, have a certain amount of time during the day, or if you're just a really audio learner and you would prefer to listen to a podcast about the news as opposed to reading a long article, I really recommend adding the New York Times, the daily podcast to your podcast routine or whatever. And then the other podcast that I quickly want to shout out is one that I've been listening to for years. And it was one of the very first wellness focused podcasts to ever start. I think it started 5 or 6 years ago. It's called That's So Retrograde, kind of a cheesy name. But the two hosts are so funny and they really cover a lot of interesting topics. They tend to be a little bit ahead of the trend. They were talking about CBD a year before it kind of hit the mainstream, and they bring on great experts. They are so funny. So anyways, if you're into things like manifestation, astrology, nutrition, anything in that realm, yoga, meditation, I think I already said that, but it's just a really good podcast if you're into that whole realm world of things. It is hilarious also. The next favorite I want to talk about is restaurant delivery services. So Grubhub, Seamless, just, I don't know, Uber Eats I think is still happening. So as I'm sure you have all heard, the hospitality industry took such a hard hit. They are in the midst of trying to stay open and pay their employees, and a way that we all can help keep this industry afloat is to continue ordering from them. So one resource that I have found to be great is, if you are familiar with eater.com, the website, most major markets have a city-centric eater. So there's a Eater LA, Eater New York, Eater Nashville, Eater Denver, whatever major city you're in. Their editorial staff has done a great job at listing all of the local independent restaurants that have been able to stay open and are doing curbside pickup. So that means that you can call ahead or go online and order. And if you do not want to actually interact with a person, they can, bring it out to your car or bring it out to the curb and you can go down and pick it up. So that is a wonderful way that we can all do our part in making sure that this industry that is in dire need right now gets the help that it needs. And of course, if you already use Grubhub, Seamless, and Uber Eats, now is a great time to just keep using those apps. And really, if you can give your business to those small independent restaurants, it will be a huge help for them. Okay, this next item is kind of silly, but I wanted to bring it up because it is something that I have been using. So it is a at-home LED gel kit. So if you're someone that gets their nails done regularly, and obviously that's not really going to be an option for the next few weeks, months, I don't know, foreseeable future, I can't think about it, it scares me. But if you are someone that likes to have their nails done, particularly gel, this is a very foolproof way of giving yourself a gel manicure. My manicure doesn't really look great. I did it a couple days ago. Essentially, it comes with this little light, LED light, and you you plug this in, and then you plug this into a USB adapter, and then this turns into a blue light, And it comes with a couple nail polishes already, or you can buy your own gel nail polishes. I'll show you what they look like. So the whole system consists of this prep solution, and then you put on structure, which is like the base coat. So if you've ever had your gel nails done, you've seen them do like that base coat, and then you cure that under the light, and then you move on to a color. You specifically have to have like a gel nail polish color. You can't just use any gel nail polish. This is the brand. I mean, you can't just use any nail polish. This is the brand Gelish. And then this is the Brilliance. So after you've done your color, a couple coats, and cured it under the light that I just showed you, you do your Brilliance and cure that as well. And then you wipe it off with some like nail polish remover to get like the sticky stuff off. So anyways, there's no like dire need to have painted nails while we're all chilling at home, but if you're just kind of looking for something to do and you want to keep your nails done and, you know, do all that upkeep just because it's a good solution to going to the actual nail salon, which you don't want to do right now. And lastly, I will talk about a really funny stand-up comic that I watched yesterday on Netflix. If you are wanting some good time laughs, she was a young female comedian. She's 25, so she's now like young to me, but her name was Taylor Tomlinson, and she has a Netflix special out right now that is so funny. I feel like it probably resonates with women more, but I was watching it with my husband. He was also laughing. Like, she just like hit everything so well. It was so funny. Go watch it if you just are in need of a laugh. And yeah, I hope that everyone stays safe and healthy and hopefully sane and hopefully just, I don't know. I really have no words. It's nothing. I can't even comprehend what's happening right now. And I am just thinking of loved ones and friends and everyone out there that is going through a difficult time. We will band together. We will get through this. Wash your hands. Stay away from people. It's going to be okay. Thank you again. My name is Anna Rietz. Please subscribe, and I will see you back here again soon. Bye.